Good morning, guys, or good evening, or good afternoon, depending on when you are picking up this video. Thank you so much for choosing to watch another episode of Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen. This channel is your daily Rangers news channel, bringing you your daily updates, daily news, daily gossip, daily rumours, daily everything to do with the most successful team in football, Glasgow Rangers. Guys, as it says at the bottom, it's your team every day. Fans bringing you, the fans, the news. Well, remember to hit that sub, ring that notification, and give this video a like, guys. If you hit the notification bell, set it to all. That way it'll always spring up on your mobile device or on your computer with a reminder when we go live, when we bring you an news update, when it is either me or my good friend, my co-host, Victoria Searle. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about a few things this morning. We're going to talk obviously about the Mirren game at the weekend. We're going to look back at that, just a short little look back at that. Obviously, then we're going to talk about what Nico Raskin has had to say about the game against Aberdeen, about the fact that no one likes us. We don't care. We are Rangers. We're also going to look about a little bit to do with Glenn Kamara and also the latest links surrounding Ryan Kent. So where do we start? Well, let's start looking back at Saturday's game against St Mirren. Obviously, a 5-2 win for Rangers at home at Ibrox in a game that many people say really did mean nothing. With I wish I would take dispute with, because I think, with any game now in the run up to the semi-final means something. It's about getting this team ready. It's about getting these players prepared, keeping these players fit, keeping a very positive mindset, developing a way of playing, keeping that positive way of attacking forward and looking at sort of, where the problems are and trying to iron those out in training. That's what we've got to use these next one. We've got one game left, haven't we, before the semi now against Aberdeen on Sunday at Pittodrie in the Granite City. So that for me is what it's all about. And, also the fact as well, I think even after the semi-final, no games are meaningless. We can't just let them hand them the title and give up. We need to keep fighting until the end. That's what we do. We are Rangers. We don't give up. Obviously, Saturday's performance, some very good attacking play from Rangers. 2 goals from Alfie, an amazing performance by Todd Cantwell, 91% pass accuracy, 75% tackle success, 75% dribble success, 3 goal contributions, 69% ground duel completion. A really good performance from Todd Cantwell. I mean, that no-look pass to Scotty Arfield to finish off that 60-pass move, which I'll talk a little bit about shortly. Was a thing of beauty, wasn't it? And even the St Mirren player looked the wrong way when Todd looked that way. Anyway, and Scott Arfield doing what Scott Arfield does best, bursting into the box, putting it in the net. That's Scotty Arfield all over. Super sub. I still think it's worth possibly giving him another 1-year deal for next season. He's a Rangers man through and through. He'll help sort of ground the new signings into the Rangers way. And you never know, off the bench, he's always a threat. I think it's 9 goals this season for Scotty Arfield in league and cup. In terms of that 60-pass move, I don't get the fans who are criticising, going, "Oh, look at all those back passes. It was slow." But that's what you have to do, unfortunately. When you're playing against a low block, you've got to try and draw teams out. You've got to keep possession. You've got to probe. You've got to look for space. And that's the way to do it. Just smashing it forward isn't going to work. It's going to come back at you 9 times out of 10. So for me, it was a good bit of play from Rangers, some quality play against a team that was sitting back at that point and trying to defend. So 60-pass move, well worth it, I think, for what was a fantastic goal. Obviously, a bit of emphasis put onto that move by that Todd Cantwell thrust inside and no-look pass. Good to see Alfie get a couple of goals. Hopefully, that's the start of a little bit of run of goal scoring for him. Would be nice if he could continue that at the weekend against Aberdeen and obviously into the semi-final against that lot from across the city. Nice to see Rabbi Matondo get a few minutes as well. I thought he did well when he came on, timed his run superbly to set up that Alfie goal, the second Alfie goal. I thought Matondo did more in 20 minutes than Ryan Kent's done all season. I think Robbie did very well indeed. I think it'd be nice to see him get a few more minutes against Aberdeen. I think we really do need to start to evaluate what we've got in Matondo. And, if it's a case of the fact that he isn't good enough, then we ship him on this summer. If the fact that, once you give him some minutes that he can play, then, let's keep using him and let's keep playing him. He is our player. We are paying him. We did pay that transfer fee of 2.8, rising to 3 million for him. So at the end of the day, we do need to get something out of him. I think the one bad point from the weekend was the defending again was absolutely shocking at times. The first goal, the O'Hara goal, it was a fantastic goal. Full credit to O'Hara for that. And, a bit of credit to St Mirren as well. I think they came out and they did try and play. They didn't just want to sit back and be boring and be Dundee United. At the end of the day, Tillman and Lundstrom, you've got to ask them what the hell they are doing. The pair of them, if you watch O'Hara's goal, they just stand and admire him. Like, oh, that was a nice finish. What are they doing? Why are they not closing him down? Why are they not putting him under pressure? Why are they just stood there? They need to be putting him under pressure. And if they do that against Celtic in 2 weeks' time, we're going to get absolutely crucified. The second goal, again, 5 keystone defenders trying to get the ball. Eventually, Suter goes and heads it. It falls straight to O'Hara. Nobody closes him down. He has a shot. He scores. Someone's got to take ownership. I think we do need in the summer to go and get a commanding centre half. I think that is something we are missing. We are, don't get me wrong, missing Connor Goldson. I saw a stat earlier today. 13 clean sheets Rangers have kept this season. Only one of those has been when Connor Goldson was not in the team. So it is, I think, a fact that we do miss Goldson when he's not playing. So hopefully he'll be able to be back to play against Aberdeen, but definitely back for that semi-final against Celtic at the end of the month. I think another thing that's holding us back in terms of defence is the goalkeeper. I think, a defence is better, is more certain when they've got a rock behind them, someone they know they can depend on. For me, this season, McGregor is past it. He doesn't come for balls anymore. He doesn't command his box anymore. He just shouts and screams when they let goals in. And I think, to me, I know it's sacrilege to say this, he's past it. And I really hope the rumours in the club thinking about giving him another year's deal are wrong, because I think it's time that he retired. His reflexes, I think, have slowed a little bit. Like I say, he doesn't command his box. He doesn't come for balls anymore. I think it's time McGregor was moved on. So 5-2, guys. It was a win. Positive. Let's take that forward now into the Aberdeen game. So Nico Raskin, what has Nico Raskin been saying? Nico Raskin, obviously the Belgian midfielder who, since he's come to the club, has done a fabulous job for Rangers. Really, I thought, ran the game very, very well. Yesterday did well again against Celtic. I thought he played well against them. Apparently there was a rumour going around that when he went into the changing rooms and emptied his pockets, his phone, his keys, and Callum McGregor fell out of his pockets. But Raskin, I think, is a quality player. His first move is always to go forward. He's very positive with the ball, and that's the sort of player we need at the club. Raskin obviously is totally buying into the Rangers, no one likes us, we don't care mentality as well. And that's, I think, something that comes obviously from his time at Standard in Belgium. This is what Raskin had to say when he was talking to the media. He said, yes, I heard they don't like us. That's obviously in reference to Aberdeen. But all the teams that play Rangers try to give their best and try to beat us. Which, again, is true, isn't it? I mean, everyone wants to beat the Old Firm. Everyone tries that a little bit harder, I suppose, against the Old Firm. Sometimes, apart from that, a lot across the city, who, like Kilmarnock, who rolled over and played dead yesterday. Raskin went on to say, I have the feeling there is not so many teams that love us, but we are a team that likes to play against adversity. We did that last week also. It was the same with Standard in Belgium. The team liked to play against adversity. And you find also, don't you, at times, when you're playing against adversity, when you're playing, with that backs against the wall mentality, that siege mentality, you do your better, you do better, you play better, you just are a better team, aren't you? Look at all those years down south where Sir Alex Ferguson really did bring that no one likes us, we don't care siege mentality to Manchester United, and how successful they were with that. I mean, that was a real, battle cry, wasn't it, for Alex Ferguson? It was a real, siege mentality at Old Trafford all the time, and Alex Ferguson really fostered that. And I think that's something, that we need to continue to foster at Rangers. I think it will, stand the team in good stead and put fire in the bellies of our players as they go out to take on whoever it is they're taking on, whether it's a normal SPL team or whether it's that lot from across the city. Raskin went on to say this. For me personally, it's always good to play anywhere the fans don't like you, because you show you are better and that gives them a bad feeling. For me, I like that. It motivates me a lot. We are not worried about that. It's like I was saying, it motivates players. It shows those players that are out to play for Rangers and not going to be making violent and away in those circumstances. So at the end of the day, it's brilliant. Great, lovely to hear Raskin talk like this. He said, we need to get as much confidence as we can. Then we'll be getting ready for the semi-final. That's one of our big goals. He went on to talk about the fact that he didn't enjoy obviously the defeats against Celtic. He said, that they hurt, and he doesn't want to suffer that feeling again. He talked about the fact that we gave them goals, and the fact that our defending does need to improve. He also talked about the fact that despite we scored 5 goals at the weekend, we do need to be more clinical in front of goal. And I think, you look back at that Celtic game, and when James Tavernier is our main attacking threat, you've got to say, that's right, we do need to be more clinical in front of goal. I think Raskin was spot on when he said that. that. But it's good to see Nicholas Raskin buying into that no one likes us, we don't care mentality that we have at this club. Okay, let's move on to talk about Glenn Kamara. Obviously, the Finnish international, a key part of that 55 title winning team, looked fantastic that season. It's been a bit downhill ever since, really, for Glenn Kamara. I mean, he did well in the Europa League run, don't get me wrong, but this season he's kind of been a bit of passenger. I don't think Beale is overly enamoured with Kamara. He doesn't really seem to pick him very often. Yes, he played in the Viaplay League Cup final, but since then we've never really seen Kamara, have we? And I think there's a likelihood that he could well be moved on this summer. The one gutting thing, I think, is the fact that Ross Wilson turned down that summer bid of 10 million from Nice for him. You know, the fact that he's probably going to move on the summer for a hell of a lot less than that 10 million. Yet again, another example of very bad business by Ross Wilson. I know we only paid 50 grand for Kamara, so anything we get on top of that is a bonus. But you know, certainly something that is a bit galling as a Rangers fan to see a player you could have got £10 million for, probably you're getting a whole lot less for, and obviously probably selling him off at a reduced amount this summer. Certainly not something that we want to see, especially if we're going to, you know, run this player trading model that they seem to want to put into the club to sort of ensure financial stability and get money into the club to spend on players to then improve them and sell them on again. Very much an RB Leipzig, Borussia Dortmund type model. On that note, Ryan Kent has been linked with a move to newly promoted Burnley. Burnley, who have walked away with the English Championship this season, are obviously going up to the Premiership next season. Now, although currently under a transfer embargo, it is felt that embargo will be lifted over the summer. Burnley will lose 5 to 6 players from their squad this summer, as they are players who were on loan for them this season. And Vincent Kompany, their manager, will be looking to strengthen their team ahead of their season back in the Premiership. It's felt that Ryan Kent is the type of player he is looking for, and Burnley are very, very highly interested in the Rangers man. Obviously, Kent is out of contract this summer and can move on for nothing. Again, an attractive principle for Burnley. Personally speaking, I think it's time Kent went. I've defended him all season. I just think that it's time for him to move on. It's better for him. It's better for us. Last few games, and in quite a few games this season, he has been missing in action. And that game at Parkhead in particular, he was exceptionally poor. So I do think it is time for Kent to move on. You know, and I think Burnley will be a good landing spot for him. You know, a newly promoted club, chance to go and prove himself, as they're going to want to prove themselves. So, you know, and if it is that Ryan decides that, we thank him for what he's done for the club and we wish him all the very best. But for me, it is time to move on from Ryan. I just think he's run his course at Rangers. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Glasgow Rangers Nation. Remember, the only way you can keep up to date with Rangers is here on this daily news video. Hit that sub, ring that notification, set it to all, and give this video a like. It really does help, guys. Okay, let's finish it there. Guys, as always, I'll be back to speak to you very soon here on Glasgow Rangers Nation. Thank you for watching, guys. Keep coming back, keep watching, and give the video a like.